that relate to your different chakras. There's 7 chakras, and chakra simply means wheel in Sanskrit. There's 7 chakras and they go from down up. So when your chakras are imbalanced, your chakras can get blocked. And these different poses can help you unblock those chakras or to start opening them up. Your physical chakras, and then you have your spiritual chakras that are higher up. So your physical chakras are your root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plexus chakra. Your root chakra is near your private area, and it's supposed to be the most grounded chakra, which is in the color red. Then you have your sacral chakra, which has to do with sexuality and feelings, and that is in the color orange, and that is in your uterus area or in your lower abdomen area. And then you have your solar plexus chakra, which is in your abdomen area, and the solar plexus is in the color yellow, and this is all about your power and self-confidence. And then you have your heart chakra, which can be in the color green. Now, the root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plexus chakra is your physical chakras. And then you have your heart chakra, which is all about your heart and being open with your heart, your feelings, anything that you could think of, which is your heart with love and relationships. And then throat chakra, your third eye chakra, and your crown chakra is all in the spiritual realm. Your throat chakra is in the color blue, and the throat chakra is speaking your truth. It's all about the truth and having your voice and being authentic and honest. Your third eye chakra is all about your vision. It is like the invisible eye because you can't see it, but it's your intuition and your visualization and everything and that has to do with being intuitive and psychic power. So this is the color indigo, or like a dark purple. And then you have your last chakra, which is the crown chakra, which opens up to higher dimensions, whatever it is that you believe in, whether it's God, the universe, or different deities. That is the crown chakra, and it's, you know, making sure that you're open just enough to connect and feel. It's another way to connect to your higher self or anything that is above. So that is in the color clear or white. And those are all your 7 chakras. And if your chakras are out of balance, they can be blocked or they could be closed due to different things in life that just happens, relationships, things environmentally, everything, anything in life that can happen can cause your chakras to close, and each chakra can have different, one chakra could be open, one chakra could be closed, they could all be closed. It just depends on how much inner work that you have done. These yoga poses will help open up your chakras, and you also want to focus your intention into the pose and think of the color of each chakra. And a simple way to remember that is YOUTOBER, the rainbow, YOUTOBER, which is really simple to remember. And doing yoga poses is one way that can help you open up your chakras, and I want to share with you guys. So if you guys are interested in knowing different yoga poses to open up your chakras, then just continue watching. The first pose I'm going to show you guys is forward bends. Forward bends, the root chakra, is all about survival and connecting to the earth and being grounded. So forward bends are really great to connect and link with the root chakra and the crown chakra together. So you want to make sure your spine is straight so you can undo your glute muscles to get more of your sit bones onto the ground. And you want to make sure your shoulders are down and back, and you want to make sure your back is nice and straight. So this is a forward bend, and you want to make sure when you go forward to not go forward with your spine, but go forward with your hips and like a hinge. And that is really important step to do that. So you just take a nice inhale and exhale. Another inhale and exhale, forward fold. And then you want to make sure that you fold where you're not crunching your back, but you're nice and straight. So go as far as you can go. And this just creates a really good flow of energy through your root chakra. And then just visualize the color red and being grounded. And you want to take a couple breaths here to get that grounding feeling and sensation. Another way you can do a forward bend is also taking both of your hands in the back and trying to touch the palms of your hands. This is another way to get a deeper stretch. So you want to take a nice inhale, exhale, forward fold. Again, remember to move with your hips and not with your spine, like a hinge. This next pose is mountain pose and also called Tadasana. Now, it may look funny because you're just literally standing here, but there's a lot going on in this pose. And remember, the root chakra poses are all settling and calm the mind and your mentality. And the root chakra is all about grounding and connecting you to the physical and connecting you to Mother Earth. So you want your feet to be a little bit hip-width distance apart, and you want your hands straight next to you. You want to make sure that your shoulders are not crunched up to your neck and tense. So you just want to roll them back a couple times and then just keep them nice and straight. You want your fingers pointing towards the ground and just breathe here. And taking a couple breaths. These poses help settle the mind. And you want to connect with your bandhas and breathe into your abdomen and then through your chest and up to the throat. The last pose I had to show you for the root chakra is fierce pose, which also is known as Utkatasana. And this is almost similar to mountain pose, but what you're gonna do here is move your feet hip-width distance apart. It's kind of like a squat. So you're going to bend your knees, and then you make sure that you're not sticking your butt out, tucking your tailbone, bend those knees, and then once you're settled here, if your back starts to hurt, you're not breathing correctly throughout your body and you're not connecting with your bandhas. So bend at your knees as far as you can go, and then you're going to bring your arms up and bring your hands to prayer position and look up towards your thumb. Make sure your shoulders are not crunched to your ears. Bring them down, bring your shoulders down, and then breathe. You want to make sure that you're not tensing your neck and your shoulders. So the key here is just to ease into the pose. Remember that it's a grounding pose and it's building strength, and connect with the pose. Moving on to the next chakra is your sacral chakra, which is in between your lower abdomen or your navel and your genitals. This is the chakra all about sexuality and feeling, and especially your emotions, and it's related to the color orange. The first pose I'm going to show you is warrior poses. There's warrior 1 and warrior 2. I'm just going to show you guys warrior 1. So you want to spread your feet about 4 feet apart. You want to put your right foot forward, bend your knee a little bit, and then the back leg, which is your left leg, if you're watching me, your left leg, and it's going to go 90 degrees, so the foot is going to be facing forward, and your right foot is going to be facing this way. So you want your feet to be at least 4 feet apart. You're going to make sure your hips are forward, So if you're slightly forward, grab your hips and push your hips forward with your hands. Now this helps with your lower back and with strength. Warrior poses help with your pelvis, your hips, and with your low back. So you make sure your left back foot is 90 degrees and your foot is facing 90 degrees, and then your right foot is going to be facing forward, and you're going to bend at your knee, at your right knee, and then you're going to bring your arms up. You can either put your palms together or separate. You want to make sure your shoulders are aligned and you're facing forward and that your shoulders are not to your ears. And then make sure your back is straight as well. And this really sits into the pose, and make sure to breathe. Another pose for your sacral chakra is cow face pose. Cow face pose is a great pose for releasing tension in your sacral area and releasing upper and shoulder tension as well. It looks like a closed, twisted pose. So you want to start out bringing your feet in front of you, and then you're going to bring one leg over and one leg under. So if you can't do this, every pose you can modify. You could use blocks, and if you don't have blocks, use pillows or some sort of, use something that can help you, and then you could also use straps. But here I can do this, but if you need to modify, you can keep it open if it's too tight. But you want to stack your legs, and you want to make sure your back is straight. So this is a side view, so you want to make sure your back is straight, and you get this, create this nice closed twist into your body. Then the next step that you're going to do is you're going to reach over one hand over and then one hand under. So I have my right leg on top and my left leg on bottom. So you want to kind of do the opposite hand, the opposite way with your hands. So I'm going to take my left arm under and then my left hand and my right hand under. Now here is where you could use the strap, because I can't reach my hands on this side, but I'll show you guys from being back. So you bring your left hand under and then left hand right, and the key here is to make sure that your back is straight in this pose. So you want to grab the strap as tight as you can, but make sure your back is nice and straight. And you're going to breathe here. And then will switch sides when you're ready to switch sides, and then you're going to switch arms too. So for right, then left, I could reach a little closer. Sides sometimes can be different, but I still can't reach without the strap. So it's okay to reach with the strap, because you want to make sure that your back is straight, but you're still getting the twist. And you're gonna look forward. Don't bend your chin or anything. And breathe. The next chakra we are working with is the solar plexus chakra, which is your navel or your abdomen, and it connects with digestive issues. And if your solar plexus is balanced, then your mind is balanced. And it's related also to the sun. And there's many other things for that, but I'm just giving you a short information about it. So to start out with downward dog, you're going to go into a figure 4 like you're doing cat and cow. If you know cat and cow, you're going to make sure your hands are underneath your shoulder, make sure your knees are with distance apart, and then you make sure your back is nice and straight. So if you have to open up your arms, then you're going to tuck your toes, lift up your buttocks, and then you are going to create this V shape. You want to make sure that you are, sometimes if you can't reach the floor, you can move your knees to bring blood flow in and to warm up your muscles. Downward dog is really great to raise energy as well. It helps to strengthen your lower back, and it helps with strengthening in general. So to be fully engaged in a downward dog, you want to make sure that you're breathing through your abdomen and that you're engaging your abdomen as well, because you'll get the full benefits of downward dog. And take 5 breaths in this position. Another pose that's really good for the solar plexus chakra is a twisting poses. There's all different kinds of twisting poses, but we're gonna start off with this one. So you're gonna bring in your left or your right leg, and then the opposite leg you're gonna bring over. You wanna get this as close as possible into your body. And this is a twisting pose. And what's so great about these twisting poses is that it twists your internal organs. And the organs that it helps is with stomach, kidney, and spleen. So you want to grab, so I have my right leg over my left, so you're going to take the opposite arm, which is my left, you're going to grab it towards you're going to wrap it around your right leg, you're going to grab your right hand, and you're going to bring it back. So you want to have a gaze towards over your shoulder, and wherever it is that you have your gaze, and then breathe here. Twisting poses are really good for bringing out toxins, and then you want to counter pose and then go the opposite way with your hands and breathe. Make sure you feel that twist and that you engage your bandhas and your abdomen. The next chakra we're going to work with is the heart chakra. The heart chakra links the physical chakras, which we just did, to the spiritual chakras. The heart chakra is all about love, compassion, and your love and creation for God or whoever it is, whatever your beliefs are. When your heart chakra is not in balance, you'll have a lack of confidence and you'll have a lot of fears build up. When your heart is full and open, the pose I'm going to show you for the heart chakra is side forward bend. Side forward bend is good to open up your chest, which any pose that opens up your chest is going to activate your heart chakra. This pose is good for stretching your back and your legs. So to start this pose, you want to bring your feet at least 3 feet apart or hip width distance apart. You want to take your hands, bring them back into prayer position because it is a side forward bend. So you're going to bring your right foot up, and then you're going to bring your left foot into 90 degrees. You don't want them too far apart like in Warrior 1. You want them a little bit closer because you're doing a bend here. And you want to hinge at your hips. So when you're folding, with your hips, not your back. So bring that right foot forward, that left foot back into a 90 degrees. And then you're gonna keep your back and spine straight, open up that chest, inhale, then exhale into the forward fold. And remember to hinge at your hips and do not bend with your back. And if you need to use your hands to move forward with your back, you could do that, and then bring your hands into the back. And make sure to connect with your bandhas, engage your bandhas, and you're gonna feel that stretch in your hamstrings and your gastroc. The next pose as well opens up the heart chakra, but it opens up your throat chakra too. And the throat chakra is our next chakra, so it'll go right into that. It's fish pose. Fish pose, you want to make sure, if you have neck problems, please avoid this pose because it can hurt your neck pose. So you're going to bring your legs forward and you're going to go slowly down, vertebrae by vertebrae, down to your back. You want to make sure your feet are pointed forward, and you're going to take the palms of your hand, you're going to move your butt sit muscles if you want to, and then you're going to bring your palms of your hands underneath your buttocks. Then you're going to bend your elbows, lift up and open up your chest and your ribs, and then bring your head back and touch the ground with your crown chakra. So you want to make sure you're using your arms to open up and lift, and the same thing when you come out of the pose. But it's not forced. And this helps with your spine and breathing. This opens your chest and your throat chakra. So breathe. And to come out of this pose, you're gonna press into your palms, not your head. So press, lift up your chest, and drop down and release your arms. So for the throat chakra, we just did the fish pose for heart chakra and throat chakra. And then I'm going to show you one more pose, which is upward facing dog. So you want to lay flat onto the mat. And with this, you are going to lift your whole body. And you're going to keep your legs straight and pointed. So you're going to lift your whole body with your arms up. And make sure your shoulders are back. And make sure your hands are aligned. And you're going to make sure you do this to your discretion. Because if you have a bad back, you don't want to arch too much. So arch as much as you can. It doesn't matter. You want to modify each pose to honor your body. You want to make sure you honor your body in any yoga pose. So you're going to arch up and then make sure your shoulders are not close to your neck and that. And then you're going to open up your chest, and if you can look up to the ceiling, and then you're going to take 5 breaths here. For your third eye chakra or your brow chakra, it is all about focus and concentration and balance with the mind. So the pose I'm going to show you, which is one of my favorite poses in yoga, and I think it's many people's favorite, is child's pose. So you're just going to sit onto your knees and tuck your feet in, and you're going to sit on your knees, and then you're just going to fold forward over your knees and make sure your third eye or your forehead is touching the floor. And then you bring your arms and your palms next to you. Now you can also do, this is supposed to be a relaxing pose, so you just relax your arms and breathe here. But if you want to have a more activated child's pose, you can bring your hands forward and create a nice stretch for your spine and your back, and make sure your shoulders are not close to your ears. So that is a different option. And sometimes I like to create a bigger stretch in my hips. So I'll open up my knees and then bring it down and fold forward. But the child's pose normally is with your knees together and your fold forward and your palms are facing next to you. And it's a nice relaxing pose. And it helps with focus and concentration and bring back balance. The next pose for third eye chakra is ego pose. This is also one of my favorite poses, and it's one of the balancing poses in yoga. So what you want to do is you're going to bring over, now there's different ways to do this and to modify. Remember to use your blocks if you need to use them, or to use your strap. So you're going to bring over your right leg over onto next to your left foot. And then you're gonna wrap the right foot to your ankle, so making like a crisscross with your legs. And then you're gonna take the opposite arms so if you need to warm up, you can grab your arms and do the opposite and just grab your shoulders like you're giving yourself a hug. So you want to bend that leg again, create that twist in your legs, and then you're gonna take, since I have my right leg over my left, you want to do the opposite with your arm. I'm going to bring my left arm on top and my right arm underneath. And then you're going to bring your arms forward and you're going to try to touch your palms. Not everybody can do this, but you want to try, and keep your legs straight. And then you want to, if you can, touch your thumbs with your third eye onto your third eye. And now remember, this is a balancing pose, so breathe deeply into this pose, and I'll show you what the side looks like. And you're going to keep your spine straight and make sure your shoulders are down and just breathe. And another way to increase this pose is folding forward. Remember, it's all about concentration, focus, and balancing the mind. So you can bend your legs like the Utkatasana, like the fierce pose, and fold forward. Or you could simply stay in its neutral position. There's different ways to do everything. And then, this is a balancing pose, so make sure you do the opposite side. So you're gonna bring your right leg next to your left foot, hook that ankle. Now remember, you don't have to twist so much. If this is all you could do and you can't bend or wrap around your calf, hook it around your ankle. And if you can't do that, just simply twist where your foot is just around your leg next to your left foot. There's all different ways to modify, but I twist it all the way around my calf, and then I'm gonna bring my my left arm underneath my right. So my right is going on top because we're doing the opposites here. Connect your palms and then fold forward if you can, and again, breathe. And it's a great pose and creates great flexibility. The last chakra that I'm going to be showing you yoga poses for is the crown chakra. Chakra links the root and the crown chakra together. So this pose is another balancing pose, which is tree pose. So you want to start out into mountain pose and just take a couple breaths and breathe. And you want to take a couple breaths to ground yourself and connect yourself like you're a tree. So imagine roots pulling in onto your feet. And make sure your feet are hip width distance apart, shoulders are nice and back. And then to get into this pose, tree pose is all about rooting and uplifting. It's a really rooting and uplifting pose. So you're going to take your right leg with your right hand and you're gonna bring it in as high as you can onto your left thigh. Now you wanna make sure that you don't put your foot onto your knee because that will cause injuries in your knee. And so you want to, and if you can't go up to your thigh, you could bring your foot to your calf or your ankle. Remember, you can modify each pose. So I'm putting my right foot all the way up to my thigh and create that balance. Remember to ground yourself and root yourself like a tree. Now there's different poses that you could do with your arms. There is the heart pose, and which is great to connect with your heart into prayer position. I'm clearly out of balance, so let's try. My left side. So one side can be different than, in any yoga pose, one side can be stronger than another. So you could definitely be imbalanced on one side or the other side and balances poses. So today my left side is a lot stronger than my right side. So you want to just breathe. You could go into prayer position, or you could lift your hands overhead and make sure your shoulders are not tucked to your ears, or you can also connect and look up towards your thumbs and touch your palms with your hands. And be a tree. You want to be a tree. A tree is really strong. The last pose I'm going to show you for a crown chakra and for this video is half lotus. Half lotus and full lotus. Half lotus, you just bring one leg over the other and you can meditate in any pose you like, but you want to make sure that your back is, typically you want to make sure that your spine is straight while you're meditating, because you want to get your kundalini energy connected. You want to connect your root chakra and your crown chakras together to align with the universe and to connect with your higher self. So you could place your palms face down if you want to be more grounded, or you could place your palms face up if you want to receive. And you could also do different mudras. There's all different kinds, but we're not going to discuss that in this video. So you want to do the half lotus, and it's just, crown chakra is all about meditation and focus. And just breathe. And if you want to go into full lotus, you just bring over your other foot over, and you want to make sure your knees are touching the ground, and that is full lotus. There's all different types of ways to meditate. I'll link down below my video on crystals and chakras. If you guys would like me to do a video on just about chakras in general, please like and comment down below, and please subscribe to my channel to join my family and to join this community that I'm creating. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! Namaste!